And just like that. One more week down the books. Good to see everybody. Welcome back to Crypto After Dark. Carolina Keith, just regular Keith. Can't stand that jerk Keith. Professor Keith, whatever you want to call me. I'm cool with all of it. It's good to see you all back again. March 30th. You know what the deal is. If you guys would please go hit like real quick while you're here. First things first, the more likes we get, the more subscriptions we get, the more notification bells get hit, the more people we can help. So if you would please do your thing. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about tonight. 1 live a week instead of 3 is much different, isn't it? So let's get it. All right. So first things first, let's go say hey to people, but I want to let some people come in first. Again, if you haven't done so, please go hit like. They're free dollars. It don't cost anything for likes here. I'm rocking my Tar Heel hat. I don't care how bad we are. I didn't want to wear a Braves hat and jinx it because we're 1-0. Okay? 1-0. Don't want to ruin it. Max Fried got hurt on the first game in the 4th inning. Like, here we go. All right? Don't want to ruin it. I want to freak out. All right. So, what's up, Mullet? Good to see you, brother. I'm at the end of my last quarter. Can someone loan me a dime? I know, right? Bullish Big Rob, what's up, brother? Good to see you. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you. Dynamis, what's up, my friend? What's up, Dean? South Africa. Educated Dummy, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Fabio, Jimmy Monroe, he's not even drunk yet. All right, Ghost Guy. Colo, what's up? Good to see you. Lunatic Prophet, Poochie, Tario, Existence, what's up? Quigs the Vicious. Hey, Canada. Beast Mode, what's up? Raging Beagle, Minimal Mayhem, what's up? Good to see you. Dreamer, what's up? Big Tex, Gabriel. Bullish Big Ross is cashing out early. I'll grab the live in the morning, bro. When you tip around here on Super Chat, we drink. So let's give you an applause. Let's get out the bottle. Cheers, brother. 5 bones. We'll toast to that. And we're off. Woo. That'll wake you up on a Thursday night. All right. So, also, anybody who donates, the money all from YouTube goes to donations. We just got some wells built out in Laos in the same village where we helped with the school and we helped with food and supplies. Same area. We've got a well done now with the tower. We're working on getting more done. Baby steps. Logistics is a nightmare. So just bear with us and we'll have even more stuff going pretty soon. What's up, Mert? Good to see you, Gaffer. Stopping in to say hello. Wish I could watch, but I'm literally passing out. Kid ain't sleep at all. Hey, bro, listen. You're preaching to the choir about kids. Do your thing. China Matt. Satoshi Nakamoto picked block of cryptographic puzzles. A block of cryptographic puzzles Satoshi Nakamoto picked. Jesus Christ, dude. It's a mouthful. Where's the public key that can unlock it? Dude's tripping me out right now. Thank you, China Matt. What's up, bro? Arpon, what's up? J Nick, what's up from Berserkly, bro? Berserkly in the house. All right. This is Existence, bro. Keith TA holding up over just about everyone else shilling on crypto Twitter. Keep keeping it real, brother. That's a drink. You guys are going to kill me in the bull round. I can tell. Oh, you know what? Let's do it out of the flask. So these are custom 786 flasks. Only a few of us have these. All right. I plan on later getting some more of these made and signing them for giveaways and stuff. So cheers to that, brother. I got moonshine in here, by the way. Oh, God bless America. Whoo. If that don't wake you up, nothing will. Wow. I've had moonshine for years, and I'm going to tell you what, every single time it goes poof, no matter what. Yeah, we can look at Ren. Let me write this stuff down. I know gold and silver someone asked for. So let me write down gold and silver. And then Ren. I've had multiple people ask me about DAG. And I said I would go over it. So alchemy as well. Jam. And then anything else we get, we'll also go over. Martin Sterling, what's up, brother? Good to see you. All right, so let's get this. First things first, let's talk about Bitcoin a little bit and the CME chart. And I'm going to step out back. I'm going to step out here for a little bit and show you the bigger chart because I want to see the bigger moves that are going on. And I drew this white trend line just observing. So I'm going to drop all the indicators off. No indicators needed. Let's just go straight lines, straight chart only. If I step out to the monthly chart, here is the monthly look. This is Bitcoin CME futures. What does that mean? Well, essentially, let me write the time down here at 6 minutes. Basically, Bitcoin futures is the #1 place for futures in the United States as far as crypto, and it's the only place for crypto futures. Contracts are issued. They do kind of like options contracts with stocks, all right? Similar. Only it's a little bit different for these, and there's a different little timing. It's not exactly the same, but they're similar. Contracts close ASAP. In the end of the quarter like this, it's important because tomorrow is the end of the quarter. It's Friday, the end of the week. It's the end of the day and end of the month, all at the same time. That's a quad witching, all right? That means everything closes at one time and a whole new candle resets on multiple different points. It's very important, all right? Only happens so many times a year, obviously. So we're going to have that come up tomorrow and then into the weekend. We're going to see how the weekend shapes out coming into the next month. I think we're going to have a decent April. And the reason I say that is we have a lot of momentum here. We may have a little bit of down at first, but I bet we get a nice wick set for the week and then we move back up from there. But that's in the process, right? So if we look at this, we see that we're just starting to jut into the bottom of these candles right here. These wicks, very big wicks, big buy pressure on the bull market here when we had that bull run. We've started to jut into those a little bit, but we haven't really pushed into them really far yet. The actual heavy resistance is up here in this orange line area. Depending on where you mark it, you could do this on the weekly and you get a little bit closer. It doesn't matter. But anywhere up here in this area, roughly 35.7 is where I've got it marked at. 35.5, you could call it, whichever in that area you're comfortable with. Could we go a little higher than that? Yes, we could, and I can show you that as well. But first, I wanted to show you a monthly look, and look how unbelievably ridiculous that monthly candle is. And I want you to know how important last month was for this thing to close like it did. Had we had a red doji right here instead of green, and remember this happened within the last 5 minutes of the last month closing. This thing flipped to green just in the last 5 minutes. If that had been red, we could have suffered really far downfalls because this would have been a bit of a hanging man or an evening star pattern here for Bitcoin, and this thing would have rolled over and played dead. However, we flipped around green. That continues our bullish sentiment, and we threw this ridiculous green candle after coming down and pretty much tagging both trend lines down here with a wick. There you go. You can see it right there. That wick pretty much tagged both trend lines. Some of this beautiful TA you can imagine. Now, for anyone who says TA doesn't work, this is literally proof in the pudding exactly right here. You're getting the most perfect look you could possibly ask for. It's a beautiful layout. Now, I'm going to add in some indicators here so we can look at some more stuff and kind of see a bigger picture here. But I wanted everyone to see the beauty of this TA, the beauty of these trend lines getting back tested. And no, in technical analysis, we do not draw random trend lines. It's not how we do it at all. That's a total misnomer and a total farce. All of the lines we draw are there on purpose. They're there for a reason, and they serve us to make more money. And not only that, but they serve us to sell and save money. That's another big factor in technical analysis that not a lot of people take into consideration. The amount of money you save, by selling and rebuying and not just holding forever. A lot of people have the mindset that they have to support the community. I got bad news for you folks. We are nobody. We can't. Okay. You could, if you had enough to support the community, if you had thousands and thousands and thousands of thousands of people behind you, you are putting a minute pin drop of water into the bucket. Okay. Now that still helps. I get it. You're still filling the bucket. Don't get me wrong. But please understand that whatever influence you think we have, we don't have. It really comes down to big money, and we just ain't got that. So that's the monthly chart. Beautiful trend break, continuing up, running back toward resistance. Let's not ever forget the macro. Okay. All right. And I'm going to put this fib set back up here so we can see it a bit. You can see the monthly chart is very snappy. It doesn't like the herky-jerkiness of it. So you see we're in between the 382 fib and the 50 fib. We're kind of in between the two, and it's clear we're going to close in between the two. So I'll say this. We may get a wick back to this 27,000 area here. Why? Well, that would set the wick off the top of that. I need to fix this. Hang on. There we go. That would set 26, 8, 27. That would set the wick off the top of this and move it up toward this 50 fib if that happened. That would be another test of this fib line here, which is essentially a support and resistance line. And since we're over it, it's support. Another test of this would be amazing. Now, I'll leave you by saying we have an 8-200 cross coming up right here. An 8 EMA 200 cross about to happen on the weekly chart. Was this all the pullback we'll get? Maybe, maybe not. I know we're playing around with 29,000 and 30,000 now. And we're getting very close to big numbers, big round even numbers like 30,000. And things are going to get bouncy and volatile. I don't expect this thing to just blow up through levels like that. That's ridiculous. That's not how it works. And if you see an influencer on crypto telling you that's how it works, mute them or block them because they're full of shit, especially if they have big titties and are pretty and have an Instagram filter on. All full of shit. All of them. All right. Sorry is what it is. All right. So let me step back to monthly one more time real quick. Here's the 821 EMA. You see you blew right through the 8 EMA after that 1 month that closed above, which was beautiful. Now we're up above the 21 EMA. Now this leads me to say the 21 EMA is sitting at about 27,700. So it's a little bit easier for me to say 27,500-ish is going to be a level that doesn't fall easy. All right. Give this thing another week or two, and this green EMA is going to be above that 200 moving average, and we're looking at more up. We're looking at more up. Your 21 EMA will need to cross eventually. It'll get there. I don't have the rest of them up there right now, but there's more crosses to happen, and I can put them up there and show you here. All right. So you're over the 50, which is beautiful. And the 100 moving average is slowly rolling over right in this green box. Ergo, why I have that green box drawn where I have it drawn. You can't keep blowing through these moving averages like this and not have this thing slow down and stop and breathe for a little while. This is why I feel like we're going to get a move that comes up, comes around this level and tops out and starts to roll over and play back to this trend line right here. Once we get back to this trend line, the real test begins. All right. I want to see what happens when we get back to this trend line. We haven't done that yet. All right. We haven't touched it since we started running up. And I don't know if we will touch it anytime soon. I can tighten this up a little bit here. There you go. That's a little bit better. I don't know when we'll touch it. If we touch it at all, it may run all the way up and blow through this 100 moving average. We'll have this trend going up the whole time. So we don't need to worry about freaking out, buying and selling if we don't want to. I'm still in my Bitcoin. I did close my long with 105% profits. So I'm happy with that. Anything more than 15% on a leverage long is a home run. And we hit a home run on that. And many other guys have hit home runs on that very same thing. So again, lastly, macro, I'm looking at 32,000 to 35,000. All right. That's where I think we'll top out at. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but in this green box is my next most important area. I want to see it get in here and I want to see it stay in here. If it can stay, more up. If we start to see this thing fail this 50 fib or fail this 618 fib and not be able to hold this area and start dropping back down here, guess what, folks? It's time to go. Now, obviously, we'll be able to do a little bit better than that on the daily chart, which is what I'm going to go to now. Let's flip over to daily here. And we'll have a look at all the ins and outs here on the daily. Now, as far as daily goes, you're down to one last crossing. You got a 100, 200 cross happening right here. That's it. There are no more. After that, all these moving averages and exponential moving averages are in order and clean and clear and ready to rock. We'll take the rest of them off because we don't need them right now. It just makes the chart look more cluttered when there's a bunch of stuff on there. Over the 8 EMA cleanly. Now, you threw a really ugly candle yesterday, but you're still over the 8 EMA. Can't complain too much about that. As long as it stays up here above the 8 and above the 21, there's no reason to panic and no reason to freak out. You're going to continue to get more sideways and up and sideways and up, so long as you stay over this green and purple line. A couple closes under, and we can start thinking about scaling out. Have not had that happen yet. So continue on with what we've got. There's my Bitcoin take. Same scenario. Get up to the green box, 32 to 35. Even on the daily, it's the same. Now, I will say, look at the RSI. She's nice and flat, going up and flat. That's good. That's a bullish continuation. It can go overbought so long as it continues to stay above 50 and continues to go overbought, and it has. We had one overbought here. We rode down, now have another bought over here. Now we're staying flat up at a high level. Want to see that continue and give us another overbought up into this green box. I think that'd be excellent. That's kind of my Bitcoin take. I'm going to do Ethereum also, but I'm not going to do Ethereum next. I'm going to do these ones people ask for first. Can I do Rio? Sure, we can look at that if I can find it. I see that WrestleMania t-shirt. Bro, listen, I'm an old school wrestling fan. That's Ultimate Warrior, Honky Tonk Man, Macho Man, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Big Boss Man, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Jake the Snake, bro. The Heart Foundation. Listen, you guys don't understand. Listen, you guys don't understand. Just remember, this is the good shit here, okay? This new stuff is okay? Attitude Era was pretty cool, but this old school shit, dude, was a different level. All right. So now we're going to get into gold and silver, and I want to mark these here for everybody's well-being. All right, top assets. And I got to find time to answer questions as well. All right, here's gold. Gold did peak out just a little bit, but it's still maintaining the 8 EMA here the whole time, which is great. Similar pattern to Bitcoin. As you can see, most risk assets, which are crypto, gold, commodities, equities, all are kind of running the same pattern here. They're all kind of slowly moving up and trying to keep going. Crypto moved the fastest. Gold and precious metals has caught up some, but still, nothing's quite caught up with the speed of crypto, especially equities. I watch CNBC and I see them freaking out over 4%. Well, we do that every hour in crypto. No big deal. You know what I mean? So everything's slowly creeping here and slowly getting there. Now, as long as we stay over the 8 EMA here, I'm happy about this. All these pivots and stuff are about to shift, so I'm not going to get into them. If we look at the cloud here, beautiful cloud. I was looking at this because someone asked me about gold beforehand. This cloud is magnificent. We have 4 out of 4, and as long as it continues to maintain what it's doing, no reason to worry about it. I think we hit 2,000. We did. How about that? I said 2,000 an ounce, and it hit it. Golf clap. So we hit 2,000 an ounce. I like it to continue running toward 2,000 and hit it again, potentially break through. One step at a time, though, okay? This isn't going to happen easy. It's going to take a bit. By the way, look how beautiful this thing ran on this box where we drew right here. Perfect play. Say whatever you want. TA continues to shine no matter what. AVAX. Shall we get to AVAX and FTM? Someone asked for... Sign me up while you're signing. I need one of those. PRY on Arbitrum. Yeah, I got you. That's preppy. I looked at that after you showed it to me. Yeah, we'll do DAG. I got that on the list already. What else? We'll never forget my first shot of shine. Still hot right out of the spigot. About 5 minutes later, I had 3 glasses of you go ahead, bro. All right, next. If I can't find these, I apologize, fellas. TRIAS, AZERO, ORAI chain. I have a little bit of that. TA doesn't work, Big Tech says in funky letters and SpongeBob letters. I know, right, bro? What's up, Peter Navarro? Good to see you, brother. Old people coming on here. That's what's up. You think the bottom is in, and what's your price prediction for the next floor round? Maybe 786 fib. It depends on which asset you're asking for, RPAN. There's many, many, many ones, and there's many, many different looks here. So it's important to make sure we don't just generalize everything. You guys, if you haven't done so, please go hit the like button. It's free. It don't cost anything. We have 57 people on. It'd be awesome to get 57 likes. Probably won't happen, but that's okay. Hit the subscribe button, that notification bell while you're there. The more likes we get, the higher up YouTube pushes us up the algorithm, the more people we can help. So let's move on to silver here. Silver always lags behind gold a little bit. Oh, didn't mean to hit that button. And as you see, it's still stuck under the big bear trend right here. Yet it has yet to crack through it. And since it hasn't cracked through it, I'm a little more bearish on silver than I am gold. There's a big, huge wedge right here. You can see this thing playing out. I expect it to maybe do this. Or if it wants to, come on up here and crack this thing and bounce one good time, and then off she goes. But I do expect silver and all precious metals to continue to move up slowly. The next level for me would be $25.30. But first, it's going to have to crack 24.5. And it hasn't cracked that yet. It's only touched it. It needs to break through and hold it one step at a time. That was gold and silver. And then I'm going to do REN now. If you guys are wondering, I'm taking timestamps so I can put them in the live stream stuff afterwards. All right, here's REN. All right, REN has continued to try climbing back. Here's my problem with it. It failed this short-term trend line right here, and now it's kind of stuck under it. And it continues to try to get back over the trend line, but hasn't yet, all right? That needs to break back over ASAP. And if it doesn't, this is worse than better, because this thing could just roll over and fade right here and pull us more down. Now, I'm still in the profits on this one, so I don't want to complain. But, man, it keeps letting me down. Every time I think it's going to do something good, it keeps falling back. Let's see. You're over the 200. I like that. So if it can get over this 200, let me remove this trend line right here. If it can get over this 200 like it is and stay over it, you do have an 821 cross. I hope it can continue to get better. Now, it needs to really get over 11.5 cents here. They can break and hold 11.5 cents. Then we have a possibility to get up to 18, but not until it breaks and holds this lower level that it just has not cracked yet. 11.5 has been so tough on this asset. Really, really needs to get over it. So let's go to DAG. All right, let me pull the chart up real fast for DAG. All right, cool. So I've been monitoring this one very closely. I bought it not too long ago. I didn't talk about this for a long time because I don't like the hype train stuff. Just don't. I like to just do TA. You guys know me. So here we are under the 200 still. One thing we know about the 200 moving average, it doesn't break easy. And when it does, often those assets fail afterwards. So here we are under the 200 playing pity pat back and forth. It pressed the 200 yesterday. It tested it almost a couple days before that. It pushed right up against it this time, but it didn't quite break it just yet. So it's over the 821 EMAs. Cool. I hope that this thing can continue to jog back and forth and make a bit of a bear flag right here. Yeah. I need to change that color. I could barely see that, fellas. I'm getting old. Shoo. There we go. Lime green's much better. I got the hiccups, man. All right, so if we can make this bear flag and build up a little bit of momentum to push through this 200, then we're going to get on top of this trend line right here where this green circle that I've drawn is. Breaking and holding this 200 moving average that you see right here, breaking and holding that, plus cracking this trend line into this green circle is crucial. If you can do that, you completely change the sentiment on this asset. For the time being, it's barely come off the bottom any. So I bought where I bought because it was a higher low, and I thought maybe a structure break was going to happen. And short term, we got that. You had a trend line right here, short term, that broke, which is cool. The problem is that big uptrend, downtrend line, which is downtrend right here, it's big bear market line, hasn't broken yet. I really, really need to see that break first. And if I step out to weekly, you'll see a bit of a problem. We're in between the 821 EMA, right in the wait a minute zone, which means to do what? Wait a minute. All right. As long as it's stuck in here, we're kind of stuck in the mud. And that's why I think it may form a bull flag and flag out back and forth here and potentially crack this trend line. It hasn't done that yet. So one step at a time. Let me put the 50 back in here and you'll see the 50-week moving average is way up here, slanting down very aggressively. If we crack this trend line, my next target after that will be this yellow line that's slowly working its way down right there. That's the 50-week moving average. It will eventually hit that. When? Well, tough to say exactly, but I'm aiming toward April or May. All right, when it hits that, great. And I think it'll bounce and fade a little bit and then try to push through that as well. One step at a time, though. Now, let me give you the other scenario here. If this thing fails to break this trend line, you have two options. If this trend line fails to break, you're going to roll back over down to this trend line, which is a nice aggressive uptrend. And you see it's a big, humongous flag right here, okay? Big, humongous pennant forming. If we roll back down to this trend line, that's okay. That's okay. We can sit right here and test this trend line without failing. Bouncing this trend line down here, not the end of the world. Next option, we fail this trend line. Now listen, everybody. If we fail this trend line, 2 cents and lower is still open. I don't want to see that happen, right? If we don't break this trend line and we fail it, and then this trend line fails as well. So you've got a lot of fail safes here, if you understand what I'm saying. Then 2 cents opens. There's a long road now. The more up you get like this, the more up of this you have, the less likely this becomes down here. Okay? In time, let's play this week by week and see how it goes week by week. There's no reason to get cute and think everything's going to the moon. That's not going to happen overnight. It's not how this works. I don't care what anybody says. That's not how it works. I also don't think it's just going to hurry up and fall to 2 cents overnight. That's not how it works either. So there's my look on DAG, one step at a time. That was 23. I think it was 23 minutes. ADS, we're going to do it 27:20. I'm going to go to ADS, which is alchemy here. I have a little bit of this. Why did I buy this? Well, good question. So it's over top of this big bear market line. This is in a better position than DAG. And the reason I say that is it's already broken this big bear market line. And you just saw that DAG had not done so. Constellation had not done that. Alchemy here has. It broke the trend line. Not only did it break the trend line, but it's making a fallen wedge on top of a trend line, which is excellent. This is exactly what you want to see for a bullish scenario. And let me give you an example of that. I'm going to flip over to XRP real quick, and I'm going to show you what this looks like when you have a falling wedge on top of a trend line. This is all the way back in 2014 to 2017, right? We'll draw a trend here. It's the exact same thing that XRP did back in the day. See that? That is a falling wedge on top of a trend line. Now flip back to ADS so you can see it again. Now the problem is this isn't going to happen as fast as you want it to happen. Let me find ADS. There we go. It's just not going to happen that fast. It's going to take a while to play out. But eventually this thing will break through this falling wedge and move up. And when it does, it should move a little faster than DAG. And why is that? Well, this thing lacks a lot of resistance that DAG has. As it's an older asset, it has more resistance on the chart than a younger asset like this. So you're likely to see this thing break the trend line and try to bounce up and move in time. It ain't going to happen overnight. Again, there is no mooning. There is no pumping. It's not how it works, all right? Shit, I got to drink. If I say the P word, I have to drink. Cheers. Whiskey. All right, so there is none of that P word. There is no mooning. One step at a time, all right? This has to go in time. It has to take its time just like every other asset does. In time, this will break and we'll move up. One step at a time, everybody. On the daily chart, honestly, things have fallen by the wayside a bit. It's sitting on the 200 moving average, and I'm okay with this. It has to maintain this 200 moving average, this red line. I don't like that it's fallen under the 821 and we have a downward 821 where the 21's on top of the AEMA. I want that the other way around. I want the green on top of the purple, not this way around. So short term, this is pointing back to the 200 moving average, but I do like these big green bullish candles in here. That's kind of setting the footer here. So I'm hopeful this thing reverses back up and tries to get going again. One step at a time. All right, let's do jam. Had someone ask for that. That's going to be 30 minutes. But first, let's take care of some housekeeping. If you haven't done so, everybody, please check us out right here. launchpass.com/the786assassins/half off. It's in the description of the video as well. It's $8 a month to join our Discord. Everything that we do on the live stream happens in the Discord on a daily basis. All right. We're only doing one live a week now. All right. Supply and command. not supply and demand, supply and command. If you guys know what Trailer Park Boys is, I see you. But $8 a month, that's one venti coffee. Gets you unlimited access to all the big brains that we have, all right? We've had a ton of gains made lately. 400%, 500%, all kind of amazing things popping off. Come join us, man. It's minimal money. It's $8 a month. Why is it $8 a month? Well, that weeds out the idiots. If you really want to know, that weeds out the crazies. Okay? Because crazies will come in and say whatever they want if it's free. And if it's too much money, nobody comes. So $8 weeds out the crazies. Come hang out with us. Love to have you there. Now, Jam. Similar story to ADS. All right? Stuck under the 200 moving average. I don't like that. ADS was over it, if you remember. This one's still stuck under. This has some work to do. This was still in a better position than DAG, which has barely gotten to the 200. This thing's hit it multiple times. Look at that. Eventually, this will bust through this 200 moving average, right? It's going to take a little bit of time to happen, a little bit of patience for it to play out, but eventually it will happen. I like that it jumped over this big bear market trend like it did. All right, you can see that there. Jumped over that big bear market trend. That's nice. Now, let's make some headway here. Let's get over here and make a turn over this 200 moving average, and everything changes. Till then, still sideways, still Paul Wallen, still sitting sideways. All right, Ethereum, we're going to go 32 minutes, 25 seconds. Let's go to ETH. Ethereum. All right, I see Flux and Cause. Flux, Cause, Bolt. I believe Jeremy bought some Bolt. Rose. Wombat has 50% staking, by the way, on KuCoin. Wombat has 50% staking on KuCoin. Don't say I didn't warn you. Hey, what's up, Danny Deep Pockets? Good to see you, brother. VET. Yes, sir. We can do VET. ALGO. All right. That did 15% the other day, and I took profits on that. If you were in the Discord, you'd know I took profits on it because I put everything that I do is listed in the Discord first. All right, Ethereum. So as long as we continue to maintain this 8 EMA, 21 EMA, just like I said with Bitcoin, great. As you see, we do have some resistance that it's clearly having a hard time breaking through here. Starting to jut into some of this old stuff from back in the day. All this old stuff over here also pushing into this. It's not going to be easy to crack. One step at a time, okay? Right here's my level that I think it may get to by the end of the summer. All right, I still think 2,000 happens. Absolutely. That's too round of a number, and we're too close to it, honestly, for it not to get hit. So I expect that to eventually get to a point where it breaks and we hit 2,000. Let's step it out to the high time frame real quick on Ethereum. If we look here, and I'll put some more averages back up for you because I took them all off. There you go. You've broken the 50, and the 100 moving average is right up here by my green box. Let me lower my green box down just a little bit. There you go. So 100 moving average is at about 2380. That makes sense if it wants to go up there and give it a little smooch and then roll back over and fail. One step at a time, all right? But still a buy. I'm still in Ethereum. I'm not going to come out until I see failure, and I mean big failure. All the moving averages are perfect right here. All of them are perfect. This is free and clear to run more. So I'm going to leave it be and let it ride. Also, the fibs look pretty good. So, again, I'm going to leave it be and let it ride. Rio. All right. Rio looks crazy. Look at this thing, man. Good gracious. Look at that run. Holy smokes. That's beautiful. That thing maintained that uptrend the entire time. Let's pull a fib on this and see what kind of fibs we talking about. Goodness gracious, you guys. This is awesome. Now, I will say this. She went overbought 4 times. Good gracious. I'm not sure that can maintain too much longer. Okay? Now, it may have a little bit more juice in the tank. You are starting to hit resistance right here, and it ain't going to be easy for it to push to this slop over here on the left. That's not going to fall easy. If it can get through, you have one more heavy resistance level at $1.11. So here's how I'll say this. If we can get above 30 cents and hold above 30 cents, There's a possibility this thing runs up to 67 cents. If it can break and hold 67 cents, that opens the door for 111. I want you to be very careful, though, because if this thing fails to the other side of this upward trend line, time to go. That's the way I would play it. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. Just me thinking out loud. All right. On to AVAX 3620. So, I've been hopeful for AVAX for a while, and it continues to play mind games with me. So, good news here. You haven't cracked this 236 yet. I think that eventually cracks. Many other assets have broken that level and gotten all the way up to 382, which is about 25 bones here for AVAX. If you can do the math, that's about 60 to 70%. Okay, and I'll pull the percentometer for you here. 50%. 50%. Not bad. Okay. So I'll take 50%. Let's put up some moving averages. As you see, same situation. You've got the 200 moving average that it bounced off of very cleanly right here. See that right there? Now, we talked in the Discord about this as this was happening. I was like, gosh, look at AVAX hit the 200 moving average. You know, this is worth taking a chance on. So, thought about it, didn't do it, and I saw it come back up. Then I went and bought. Right? I played it a little safe. That's on me. I did buy some other assets, and I waited on AVAX. So, anyway, it's jumped back over the 821 EMA, which is good. That means it didn't want to fail. It rejected failure, which is great. Now the last barrier here is the 50-day moving average, which is stuck under which is where the price is stuck under right there. You see, it's just perfectly under it. That's going to take a little bit to break. And honestly, with it being the 30th, 31st coming tomorrow, I bet you it doesn't break just yet. Now, if I go to the weekly, you're going to see we're stuck directly under that 821 EMA. But this is an excellent point to show you buy pressure. All that is buy pressure. Look at those long wicks on the bottom of those candles. That is failure rejection or buy pressure. When you see buy pressure like that on a high time frame, I'm here for it. I can't fail. I can't run away from that. I can't run away from that. I've got to dig deeper. I really like this weekly candle that it's thrown here. Beautiful stuff. That's a big, nice hammer candle after having a big, humongous green dragonfly doji on the bottom. I'm not hating any bit of that. I'm not hating any bit of that. 50-week moving average is where I think we would go next. That's 21 bucks. Maybe stop there, and then potentially 25 bucks. One step at a time. 821's a go. It's just got to break the 50. FTM. That's going to be 39 minutes. All right, 39 minutes FTM down to the daily. You see we broke this short-term trend. Whoops, didn't mean to draw. See we broke the short-term trend right there where I drew that blue line. All right, there you go. You had that little mini downtrend right there. It bounced the uptrend line. See that? Bounced it, jumped right back over the blue line. Excellent. And then from there has flagged out a little bit, but I think it's giving everybody a warning sign right here. Why? Because we're trying to break the 50-day moving average just like AVAX was. See that? Beautiful. Now, it bounced the 100. Perfect. All these moving averages are kind of rolling support and resistance. They have ebbs and flows, and you can kind of see levels as the chart plays out where they're probably going to start and probably going to stop, where they may fail to, or where they may run to, meaning the price. So this is trying its best to break that 50-day moving average. And honestly, it looks like it's going to. And again, that might be next month where we see the good movements. As far as everything else goes, I can't hate on this. This is a broken trend, and FTM may continue to perform from here. PRY. Let me look this up real quick. There we go. Sorry if it's bright, you guys. I don't even look at that when it happens. I try to look away. I try not to look. All right. PRY. All right. Log mode. Let's do it on the daily. And we don't want lines. We want candles. And we're going to do it in log mode. Yes, sir. Look at there. Now, it doesn't look like much right now. It kind of looks a lot like ARB or a lot like the other coins that dropped on Arbitrum Network. But I will say this, all the way down to the 4 hour, she's trying to form a bottom and trying to roll up. It looks a lot like Radiant, RDNT. So there's not any resistance here. It's already broken trend. All right, I like that. And we have an uptrend formed here. So long as this uptrend continues to complete and continues to play out, I wouldn't say run away from it. I would say stay in it until it doesn't anymore. And honestly, a lot of these Arbitrum tokens are going to move fast. You guys better be prepared for the next bull run. I'm going to have some money set to the side just for Arbitrum tokens myself. I hope you guys are prepared for that as well. Arbitrum's doing big things. Okay, they're doing big things. I've actually met some of the Arbitrum people personally. Good people. All right, they're real people. So I'm just telling you, keep your eyes open here. I think this thing goes all the way back up to 2.5 cents at least. At least. 2.5 cents seems like a lock in time. Not immediately. All right. All right, NEXA is going to be next. I got to find this. All right, let me do HBAR first, because it's having a day as well. 42.10. All right, HBAR. 11% on the day. And the reason I show you this is because I just showed you AVAX that was stuck under the 50 moving average, but had the exact same look where it bounced the 200 moving average right here. See that wick it threw down? Beautiful. It bounced the 200 moving average, and after that, jumped back over the 100, back over the 8, back over the 21, cracked the 50. This is beautiful. This sets us up for next month, everyone. If this thing holds above this yellow line, oh boy, that is primo. That is primo. Now you're over every moving average, and you're setting yourself up for an awesome 3 months. Awesome 3 months, the next quarter, right? I love this look on HBAR. I'm in it. You see my buy line right there? That's my real buy line. I don't hide anything from you guys. Where do I think this goes? At least 9 cents. I think it goes all the way to 9 cents, and it could potentially run way up here to 13 cents. I know that sounds nuts, but please understand, this is TA. It's not Moonville. All right, one step at a time. These fibs run all the way out to June. Let's see what she's got in the cards. I'm here for HBAR. I'm in it. I missed HBAR the last bull run because I couldn't get on there to buy it on the exchange. I didn't understand back then about the exchanges and how you could cheat the system, right? Well, we're smarter than that now. And HBAR is everywhere now. HBAR had an amazing bull run last time. So I'm in it. I'm here for all of it. NEXA is going to be at 44 minutes. NEXA. All right. Let's see. I bought Bolt on 321. Let's go, Jeremy. Rio just launched on MXC2 for those interested. Thank you, Existence. Thank you for looking. Oh, you're welcome, Dreamer. Armasana Galabarada. Moving average is still working. Absolutely, moving averages never stop working. Someone asked me for where I thought thing would go. Corey asked about ARB. Honestly, it's such a small chart. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to keep riding it till the end of the summer. I think that's how long it'll go up for. So NEXA looks a lot like ARB and what I just showed you with Preppy, only it's farther along. As long as this is over the 8 and 21 EMA, again, 2 hours, 4 hours is all going to be a go here. All these moving averages are sweeping up and going north. Nothing here to say except until this fails, I'm staying in. Right here is a short-term trend line. Okay? She's still blazing. And as long as it's blazing, I'm staying in if it was me. When this fails, that's when I would walk away. It hasn't failed yet, so there's no reason to yet. All right, TRIAS. This is 45.10. I'm going to go a little faster now. I realize we're running out of time. Sorry. I get to yapping, folks. This chart's messy. Let me clean it up a bit here. All right. Similar situation where we're stuck under the 50-day moving average, just like AVAX, just like FTM, just like HBAR was, but it's cracked over it now. 821 is going to pinch up to this. The 50 moving average is not as strong as the 100 or 200. So I think this will eventually break. And then we get another run back up to 297 to $3, roughly $3. And if this thing can play out for the rest of the summer, dude, we have $7, $6.70 up here that's available. Let me make these averages knock off here. There we go. That's nice and clean. And we'll pull a fib on this from the top to the bottom here. Something like that. Don't got to be perfect, but I want to get close. How about that? That's 382 is at $3. So I think $3 is a lock. If we can break $3, that's heavy resistance right there. Okay, the next level up after that is 462 and 7, but it's got to break and hold $3, not just touch it. Got to break and hold. All right, AZERO is going to be 46.35. AZERO. Bam. All right. AZERO continues to perform. She's still over the trend line. As long as this stays over the trend line, adios and farewell on your voyage to the North Sea. Don't worry about it. I think it's still over the 821 EMA. It indeed is. It's failing the 50 moving average right now, but let's give it a little time and see what it does when it gets over here to this trend line. It may jog out a little bit. It may hold on to it. We will see one step at a time. All right. I got to draw that a little better. There you go. Let it play out some. Let it play out some. The 100-day moving average is down here right here with this trend line that may get tested and it may bounce. Not as good as some other charts though, right? ORAI. All right. I have some ORAI. You know what I can't hate? I hate is when I accidentally hit the wrong button on TradingView and I reorganize my coins into the wrong order. I hate that. I had them in the order I wanted them to, and I accidentally hit alphabetical, but I guess alphabetical is okay. All right, ORAI chain. So she's broken lots of levels here, but it started to roll back over and fail. It fell under this 382. And since it fell under the 382 and it's failed the 50, failed the 100, failed the 8, failed the 21, guess what, folks? That's likely coming back to the 200 moving average, which is at $3 right now. Now, I'm not saying it's going to do that all at once. It may slowly go back there, but that looks like that's going to fade to the 200 moving average. This one doesn't look as good as most. And because it doesn't look as good as most, I immediately say kind of nay. FLUX. I would like to see it rebound a little bit before I bought any of it. And FLUX will be 48.30. All right, similar story here for FLUX. All the moving averages are over top of it. It's kind of stuck under this 236 fib. It's got a lot of work to do just to get back on top of all of these moving averages and try to get back in the right order here. That's not going to be a simple task. That's going to be a struggle. All right, just what it is. That's going to be a struggle. As long as it's under the 200, it's more bearish than bullish. And that's the same thing with DAG, like I was talking about a little bit ago. I need to see it break that 200. That's really important. So for me, FLUX, even though it's retraced some back to support, I'm not a believer just yet on this one's going to rebound. Now the next one we're going to talk about, CAS has been nuts, dude. This thing has been nuts. Look at this. Parabolic uptrend. Beautiful, dude. So I've got a parabola drawn here, this curved line. So long as this parabola holds, I wouldn't run away from it. Now it is building a bit of a flag up here at the top after having a crazy run. So I think it may slow down a little bit here, and it may top out anywhere from here to 3.5, 4 cents. All right. That's still a lot more to go up. I understand that, but please understand the longer you stay in this, the more risky it is. At least an 8 EMA touches here in order. All right. And the 8 EMA is all the way back at 2.5 cent. So that's still going to slowly work its way up. Big performer. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play. It may come down and it may just take another bounce right off this yellow trend line and do this again. But one step at a time, okay? CAS was an early performer and it's done extremely well, but don't get ahead of yourselves. Please, everybody. Don't get ahead of yourself. Remember, there's never a bad day to take profits. Not even single days ever existed that there was a day where you said, you know what? I don't need any profits. This is stupid. Not me. Not anybody who wants to get paid. Bolt. All righty. So Bolt looks pretty darn good. cousin Jeremy got in this. This was asked by China Matt, because China Matt's the friggin' man, one of the smartest people I know. So she's jumped the 821. We're over the 200. I bet you this is over the 50 and the 100 as well. Beep, beep, sure is. Oh boy, that looks great. I want to stay in this one and leave it until it fails. And I know it's made a lower high, but that's okay. It made a higher low, and it's trucking right along. So let's give it some time here and see what it's got in the tank. Broke the big bear trend line, bounced off of it perfectly. Let's pull a fib on this. Boy, nice tight price action. 0.0061 is the 50 fib. If we can break that, we can potentially run up here to 0.0085 and even higher, one step at a time. But I like this look so far for Bolt. It's an old school coin. We found Bolt back in the previous bull market. Had a hell of a run, bro. Hell of a run. You see it over here. Look at that. Hell of a run. Rose. Let's pull up Rose. I still have my Rose. I believe I have it staked on KuCoin. I bought some more Wombat and staked it too after I sold it off. Why? Because it's 50% staking. They even have a 70% option, but you got to lock it for a year, and I'm not cool with that. The other staking is 3 days. I can handle 3 days. That's fine. So Rose ran up to 380, almost to 382, about halfway, and then fell back under the 236. Currently, it's all balled up, sitting on top of the 200 moving average. I'm okay with this. It can stay there, but it really needs to get moving here soon, because if it doesn't, we're going to get pinched. I'm hopeful that we get the same move as AVAX, where it runs up here to this 50 moving average, or like HBAR, where it broke through the 50 moving average and it's sitting up here right now. That's perfect, but it hasn't done that yet. So be mindful. This may take a little bit to play out. Had a really bad failure and didn't really rebound all the way from it just yet. All right. Only about halfway up. So one step at a time. It's not terrible, but there's some work to do here on Rose. It may take a little bit to get where it's going. How about that? VET. Yeah, you know me. Got that right over here. VET. Similar situation, just like HBAR and others. It's stuck right in the same spot. Need it to get up, hit that 50 and break that 50. It's over the 100, over the 200. I like that. Just has to get over the 50. And since it hasn't done it, I have to say, watch and see. I don't like doing that, but at the same time, I know this thing may take a while to play out. I think we'll have a good second quarter. How about that? I think we're going to have a good second quarter across the board. Maybe not everything. Some things are going to struggle, and there's nothing we can do about that. But I'd say for the generality speaking, we're going to have a good second quarter here. Algorand. All right. So, yes, that's my real buy line. I've already taken profits. I sold off half, I think. So I'm going to have to change that, but I sold off half. It hit the 50-day moving average and bounced down immediately and then fell back under the 100. I'm glad I sold off half when I did. I probably could rebuy this and take another chance. It has not broken the 200 yet. This is still more bearish than bullish. Just the same situation that I told you on DAG and many others. Same thing applies here. She's under the 200, more bearish than bullish until that breaks. Hasn't broken yet. I want it to. Trust me, guys, I want this to be a good look just as much as you do. But it hasn't. It hasn't played out yet. All right, MATIC and CRV. Running out of room on my page, bro. All right, MATIC. Okay, so we're right around my buy line here. I like over the 100. Still stuck under the 821. I don't like that. I need to see this thing perform and jump back over and at least test this 50 moving average like some other ones have. Same spot. Right up against the trend line. I'm okay with this so long as it's not going to fail that trend line. Baby steps. Not in as good as a position as some, but not in a horrible position either. So it needs to take a little bit of time to figure out what it wants with life. CRV. Let's pull that up. CRV. That's going to be 55.20. All right. Similar story again. Same place, right? Under the 821, but you're over the 50. I'm sorry, over the 100 and over the 200. Stuck under the yellow 50-day moving average. All this stuff's got work to do, and I think it'll do it in the second quarter. This is similar to AVAX, where I thought it was going to do well, and it just kind of faded. after it did this big run up. Yep. And then it sat sideways and kind of chuckled along. Daily RSI has plenty of time to decide what it wants to do. If I'm not mistaken, the Bollinger Bands are pretty darn tight on this one. Indeed, they are. Got a little bit of work to do, doesn't it? You see that? It's under the midline right there. It being under the midline on the Bollinger Bands like that, I don't like that. That needs to jump back over that, and then these bands need to tighten in as the price jumps over those Bollinger Band midline. Then we're talking. One step at a time on CRV. Don't get silly. I bought some of this because I think it's got a lot of upside for second quarter. HAPI, okay. And Lotto. All right, and loop ring. And GRAIL. So let's see. Let's do HAPI first. That may be a deck screener coin. Nope, KuCoin. Ah, it's broke the Bollinger Bands. Now that's broke the Bollinger Bands. She's trucking along here. Crack this lower trend line here. I like that. Let's put some moving averages up there. All right, so it's stuck under the 50 and the 100. It's over the 200. I like that. Got some work to do to get to these barriers right here. $16.50 and $17 are going to play hardball. Going to take a little time, but I bet you it gets there to those levels. That's going to be 57. Lotto. It's deck screener, isn't it? Yep. All right. Put it on log. Drop the volume. That's stupid. Boy, look at this one perform. Holy smokes. Yeah, done great. Done great. It's recently broke this short-term trend right here. You have about 1.5 million market cap on Lotto here, and it has performed like a friggin' champ. This is 4 hour, right? But look at the daily. This thing started at 0.001, and now it's up to 158. That's insane gains. Now, let's say you didn't get that, and you got it at 3 cents. That's still 4,000% up. Now, this is on Camelot. I believe this is an arbitrum token. It is. This one's performed like a champ. I don't think I bought this one, or did I? I don't remember. I don't think I bought this one. I picked a bunch of them to buy. And I don't remember which ones I bought, which ones I didn't. I have to look back and see. I have GRAIL. Let's look at GRAIL. Yep, same thing. I do have this one. So, continuing to try here. It's fading a little bit at the moment, but again, you broke this short-term trend here. I don't like that this trend line broke back down. So we have one more trend line to draw here. I see this one trying to play. Potentially it broke just now. We're going to see at the end of the month here and see what happens going into April. A lot of movement from these. It is sitting on support right here. That's good. Let's see if it can sweep back around and keep going. No guarantees though, okay? All right. That's all I can do. I'm out of time because dang, that hour got here quick, didn't it? So I'll leave you guys one more time. Here's our Discord. Here's the link. It's down in the description of this video. In the bottom, it says half off Discord, and there's a link right there. You can also just type this in if you'd like, either or. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it every single time people show up here. I never imagined that I'd be in this position. And again, thank you all. I'll leave you with this. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. And in the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G., you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that. Sky's the limit. Y'all be good. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.